Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Footballbets4u Podcast, episode number 8 of season 4. I actually said it was episode number 6 last week, and I was wrong. It was actually episode number 7, so fuck that one up already. I am joined this week by a seasoned debutant in Mellon.
Thanks for having me. Good to be back.
We had a question last week on where you were. I don't know if you want to address the issues, or I don't know if you want to elaborate on where you were. I don't know. That's up to you.
Liverpool are top of the league. I said I'd come back.
Absolutely scumbag. Right, we're going to be looking at the fixtures for the Prem this week. We have a couple of questions sent in. I do have the fancy football update just for kind of the monthly winner. We have the fashion show, Mellon. It's going to be you're a fashion show virgin.
I've heard a lot about this segment. Yeah, I can't wait.
I'm lucky for you. I'm actually modeling one of the jerseys we are going to be talking about here, fresh out of the bag today. So we are going to be looking at the Chelsea kits, and then we have a few bets at the end. So, man, we're going to jump into it. We're going to go first game of the season. First game of the season. We're going back to week 1. 12:30 on Saturday. United and Everton. 4-9 for United, 10-3 for the draw, and 6-1 for Everton. Obviously, United losing against Villa. Pretty embarrassing, but also pretty hilarious at the same time. What's your take on United this season? So we haven't heard much from you about United. What do you make of it so far and the whole Ollie situation? And do you think he should be getting sacked, or do you think it's kind of like, stick with him for a while, it might work out?
For me, being a Liverpool fan, and most fans in the league want to see him staying at United because it's gone so bad for him. But yeah, look, I think he's gonna get time. I think he'll get this season anyway. The board backed him massively, so he's a lot to prove, and he needs to win a trophy. He has to win a trophy, even if it's like a cup.
Yeah,
doesn't have to be Champions League.
And Paddy was saying, so obviously they got knocked out. Was it the Carabao Cup they got knocked out of?
Yeah.
So Paddy was saying that he was, I think it was Carabao. He was saying he was happy that they got knocked out of that because they didn't want him being so shit all season, and then they win that, and that saves his job. That shit cup. So like, he would have rather Ollie just get sacked if he didn't win like a league or a good cup, rather than winning a fucking Carabao Cup. Like, would you agree with that? I was saying it's actually
but what fan wants their team to be knocked out of a cup? That's absolute
I'll tell you what type of fan, right? Type of fan that their team has already been knocked out. That's the type of fan that wants their team to be knocked out.
That's a shocking statement.
Yeah.
No, look, it's a fair point, because that is the kind of cup that he'd win, and it'll buy him more time.
Yeah.
But the team they have is a ridiculous team, and any good manager, Conte going in there, or I don't know, like a Zidane maybe, they'd be challenging for the league. They'd be challenging for every cup. But Solskjaer he's not proven at that standard of football. He hasn't done it with any team he's been at. Cardiff, he got them relegated. He's living off his legacy.
He's done it in Molde.
Yeah, come on, like.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Sorry,
I'm just. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm actually just putting up a post on Instagram telling everyone we're live. So just I'm just on there now.
I'll keep rambling.
Sorry, no. So, what do you make of the whole Ronaldo signing? So, obviously, we haven't heard your take on it. Like, when you were kind of seeing it in the news, were you thinking he was going to City, or did you think, oh no, he's going to United? And like, it was weird when it was.
In my opinion, he probably would have went to City, but United could never let that happen. They couldn't let Ronaldo go to Man City. So even if they didn't want him, they brought in Jadon Sancho for that position. Yeah. And when they seen that Ronaldo was linked with United and it was with City and it was actually going ahead, they had to jump in. They couldn't let that happen. So they signed him probably more out of panic. Now he's like, don't get me wrong, like Ronaldo, if he's there to sign, you want to sign him, but they regret bringing in Sancho as soon as they see Ronaldo free. Like,
I've been saying since they signed him that Ronaldo or Sancho is a poor man's Theo Walcott, and I'm sticking by that. He hasn't really done much, and look, everyone keeps saying, "Oh, he's young, he's one for the future and all," but like, what is he? 21? Is he 21 or is he 19?
No, I think he's 21
Like,
maybe.
I thought he was 21. Like at that stage, if you're going to be world class, you're already halfway there. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, look at Haaland. No one's going, oh, well, Haaland's only 20 or 19, whatever the fuck he is, 21. Like, he's still fucking destroying teams, still scoring unbelievable goals. Same with Mbappe. But they're all like praying that in the next 5 or 6 years he's going to come good. Like, I think if you're getting someone in for that price, they have to be already a proven talent. Like, I don't think
it's the hype around English players again. But I will say, like, looking at Sancho at Dortmund, he was class. Like,
yeah,
he was always performing for them. And maybe it is just a thing of coming back to England. He has to get up to speed with it. And it doesn't help now that Ronaldo's come in, and like, you're not going to get in ahead of Ronaldo. So he could be looking at that as a massive amount of pressure now that he has to try perform to get into the team ahead of the likes of Ronaldo or Greenwood even.
Yeah.
Who's like flying for United.
I don't think he's even going to get in ahead of Greenwood. If I'm ranking them, he's at the bottom. Like, he's at the bottom of the fucking barrel. Like,
exactly. And I thought when Ronaldo did sign, it was the end for Greenwood. But Solskjaer has obviously moved him out to the right hand side, and I would rate Greenwood over Sancho as well. Like, he's probably one of the better finishers at United. But for me, I'd say give it time, and Sancho will probably come good. But he's a lot of kind of work to do to get in ahead of who's already there.
What do you think of like so say we're talking about time wise for Ollie? Like, I talk to some United fans and they're saying they're never going to sack him, and then I talk to some and they're saying like they'll give him the rest of the season, or else like they'll see how it's going at Christmas time. Like, at what point do you think the owners have to make a decision and go, right, it's not working out? Because like, as far as I'm concerned, it's not going to work out for them. And I almost think it's the same situation as Lampard, where like he can build a great team. He's got that kind of like, he's got a good squad around him, but has he got that experience to kind of take them to the next level? Look, I was a bit blinded by obviously Lampard being there, but that seems to me like that's the way it's going with Ollie. Like, which is like, at what point do you think the owners have to make a decision on that? Do you think give them the whole season? Or if you imagine if they're sitting in 8th place, no, they're not going to. I don't think they're going to, looking at the way they're going. They're sitting in 8th place by Christmas. Did they sack him?
I think it's a different situation at United, because everything that happened with that Super League, the United board now are in a position where they can't do anything stupid again. They went and they gave him hundreds of millions to spend in the summer. So they backed them to show the fans that like, we're behind the club, we want to succeed. They're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna go and sack Solskjaer, and I think he'll have the full season. Even if he doesn't win a trophy, he'll have the full season, and then maybe they'll get rid of him. But when you've got Ronaldo there, like the difference last night, Ronaldo steps up and scores a winning goal for them to get them 3 points Champions League. They didn't have that last year. So
but it's just that thing. It's almost like he just has to keep digging them out. It's like last minute gas winners. Like back in the day, United were beating teams 3 and 4-0 and taking Ronaldo off in the 70th minute and resting him. Like, but now they're kind of scraping wins at the end. Like, I
think that's what's going to happen throughout this season. I look at United. They've got a great team, but I think there will be a lot of the spotlight on Solskjaer this season, and I think a lot of games will go in the way of they've just scraped a win and Ronaldo's pulled them out of it again and again and again. It's going to happen, but that's what's going to keep them in the job, and the board aren't going to make a stupid decision that's going to have the fans on their back. All the fans love Solskjaer. They want them to succeed.
I am seeing a lot of fans turning on him now, and there is one United fan in particular that I won't name him or mention him, but in the place where I work, he's like an older lad, and we always talk to him, and he's always like the voice of reason. He was always kind of stick by him, like he'd be fine, like, and all this type of stuff. Last conversation I had with him, he's like, I don't know now. He's like we really don't look like we're playing, and like this is the type of guy that when he starts saying, right, something's not right, like. So like as soon as he starts saying it, I was walking with one of the lads in work, and one of the lads is a United fan. He loves to talk to him because he just gives him, he's just straight to the point, and he just talks sense, like, And we walked away with the conversation, and the lad at work was just looked at me and goes, yeah, I didn't get what I wanted out of that conversation. I was just like, that's fucking comical. That is like he's kind of, he just, I don't know whether he's on the in or on the out, but like your man just like not turning on him, but kind of it's the first kind of time he's kind of start talking negatively about him. Like, so I think it's gonna happen now. I think fans are gonna start turning on him if they don't kind of.
Well, United missed out on getting Pochettino in when he left Spurs. Now they're looking at Conte, who said if United come in from he'd go there. You've got Zidane on the sidelines there as well. So the fans are looking at these managers that are waiting, and they're kind of like, oh, do we really want to keep Solskjaer now? Like when we've missed an opportunity once, do we want to miss another one?
Yeah.
So look, I hope he stays there for
forever.
As long, pretty much forever, because it's great to watch. And even now with Everton and having Benitez, like this is a great game. I love seeing Benitez at Everton now as well.
Ooh, Turco. Turco.
It's all gonna like fall apart, and he's still gonna be a Liverpool legend. So it's gonna work out.
Just a quick one there. I just want to jump from Patrick Sheridan. Who's the new lad?
Where the fuck is Paddy? I wanted to have it. Oh, here we go.
Here we go. United off form are nearly top of the league. Yeah, I nearly won the lotto yesterday, but I missed fucking 7 numbers. We will hit form after international break, and Rashford is back to add options. Well, Rashford, the fella who keeps giving to the homeless but can't fucking get himself a goal. Yeah, that lad. Oh yeah, class. Oh no! Hold on a second. I'm going back. I don't care. Going back 1 second. Every week, I forget to play that little fucking intro, and I'm not having it. It's being played.
They've just got better and better since I've been away. Fucking hell! What was that?
Right, come here. We're going to. We're just gonna go with predictions now. All right. So, what do you reckon on this game?
I'm gonna go with a 1-1 draw.
Ooh! And have you got a goal scorer for me?
I am going to go Bruno Fernandes.
Ooh, okay. I think United will scrape another win here. I think it's going to be 2-1. I think they're going to go 1-0 down, the usual. And I think they'll scrape like an 85th minute winner or something like that. Ronaldo or something will come up with one. So, yeah, I'm going to go with that. But we're going to move on, Melon. Most of the games we're going to brush over because they're shy. So Next one we're going on to is Burnley and Norwich. So 5-6 for Burnley, 13-5 for the draw, and Norwich are 16-5. What do you think of this one? And give us a score prediction.
Yeah, I'll just go straight away. I think Burnley will win. Norwich, I don't know. Yeah, they're just really poor, aren't they? I seen a thing about Norwich that apparently their whole plan, the board's plan, is for them to get promoted and then keep getting relegated.
Yeah, should he get fucking
so that they get the
or something a pop?
The parachute payment. So
absolutely outrageous.
It's if that is the plan, like that is ridiculous. But yeah, look, I don't think they're gonna stand a chance in the league this year. Burnley, I will go Burnley 2-1. Chris Wood, I suppose.
Yeah. I do think the same. I think Burnley are gonna beat them. Norwich, I think. This is their longest. I don't know if it's just Norwich's or ever in the Premier League, but it's the longest run of defeats ever, as far as I know. I'm gonna say ever because who's gonna fucking check it? Nobody. So I'm gonna say it's the longest run of defeats ever. So I've gone with a Burnley win. I've gone with a 2-0 win for Burnley, and I'm gonna jump on board and say Chris Wood to score as well. We'll brush over this one because you just will. 3 o'clock on Saturday, Chelsea and Southampton, 4-11, 15-4 for the draw, and Southampton are 15-2. What do you think of this one?
Chelsea in a bit of a dip of form as well.
No, don't know
what happened? I actually didn't see any of the game last night. What happened?
Do you know what? I didn't see any of the 2 games. No, I seen the first 30 minutes of the Juventus game. Didn't see the Man City game. So I can't give you an opinion. Even if you wanted, I couldn't. I don't know. I'll
tell you about the Man City game. They were absolutely embarrassed in that game.
No comment.
City made a show of them for 90 minutes. It was ridiculous.
No comment.
And I thought Tuchel always had Guardiola's number, and it was like City were playing Norwich. the best
No
way of
comment.
describing it. It was awful, Collie.
No
And
comment.
they obviously brought that form in against Juventus.
No comment.
So I'm
All
going to
you
go
say.
for a Southampton win here today or on Saturday.
And have you got a scoreline and a scorer for me?
No, I'm actually going to go with a 2-0 Chelsea win and Lukaku for a score.
Nice one. I'm going to go with a 3-0 Chelsea win, and I'm going to say Havertz to score. I think he's due a few fucking goals. You need to fucking start booking his ideas up.
I actually have a question for you. It's been a while since I've been on, so I just want to see, are you gone past the Frank Lampard stage or?
Well, I don't know what you mean by that.
Do you miss him, or are you happy now that
he's still here? Like he's right there. So, I mean,
but it was the correct decision, is what you're saying, to get rid of him.
Sorry, I nearly got a cramp in my leg there. I got a cramp. I was down in my man and dad's house there last week, and I got a cramp in my leg. I swear to God, I actually thought I was gonna die. It was like it wasn't even in my calf; it was the top of my hamstring. So it's like couldn't even stretch it out. Like I could barely even get my leg straight. It was the sorest thing I've ever had.
I love seeing it happen to people.
Oh, it's funny. I'm like Lampard. Do I wish we could have had all that success and won the Champions League with Lampard there? Yes. Am I happy that Tuchel's there now? Well, look, I do think that I was blinded a bit by his managerial experience, and what can I say other than I would have loved it to work out, but didn't. And that's why I'm giving the United fans such a hard time, because I think they're being blinded by their loyalty to Ollie. So that's why I like to call them out on it all the time, every single day. And I love it. And I put up a poll every single day. Every time he does something bad, a poll's going up, because I want them to feel my pain. And when he gets sacked, it's going to be the most horrible feeling ever. So I want him to be sacked when some of them don't want him to be sacked.
It must really hurt that Solskjaer still has a job.
Makes me sick.
Lampard got sacked.
But there's a reason why we're the most successful English team in the last 15 years, man. We get rid of them and we just get them in and we win trophies. And that's if you don't want to win trophies and want to go on with this absolute nonsense and fucking, we're building a culture, we're building for the future, fuck off. You can keep Ollie there, happy days. Bullshit as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, I'm over Lampard, yeah. So I said 3-0 and I said Havertz to score. Love you, Frank. What about my conversation with John Terry?
Oh, you're actually like, which one? Because there'll just be so many.
He actually responded to me. John Terry actually responded to me the other day, and best day of my life. It was such a weird thing to do, and sometimes I'm such a weird person. I sent him an article that was, you know what? It was a disgusting article. I won't go into it. But I sent it to him, because he sees all the messages I send him and never responds. So what I do is I just delete the messages that I've sent him, just so he doesn't think I'm aware of. So
even though he's seen the messages, you go and delete them afterwards.
He's not going to remember me, like. Do you know what I mean?
No, he's definitely talking to people like about how weird you are. This lad keeps messaging me and then deleting the messages after I see them.
But look, he doesn't know who I am. Now I have another conversation that I can just leave in the chat. So next time he goes into a message I've sent him, he's like, "Oh, I've obviously talked to this guy before. He seems like a nice guy."
Were you hoping he might send you something after that?
I don't want him to send me out. All I want is to play a round of golf with him. And if I could play a round of golf with John Terry, my life would be made. And I'll bring him over. We'll bring him to the K Club. We'll get him a meal. We'll fucking make a day of it, and it'll be great crack. So that's all I want in life, is just to play a round of golf, John Terry. Explain
the story. I don't know. Have you actually put it up on social media?
No, I didn't put it up. I wouldn't give it the publicity. It was basically a epoxy place called Bee Warmers or Benchwarm. I don't know what the fuck they're called. But John Terry ran a giveaway and picked 4 random people to win. 2 of them happened to be decent-looking girls. So they were like, so they were saying, they're handpicked. And then, like, I went into the article. I was fuming. Went into the article and was like, sleazy John Terry has a habit of doing these things. Has he gone back to his old ways and all? I was like, oh, this is a shambles. I was like, I have to send it to him. So I took a screenshot and sent it to him. I said, I don't know if you've seen this, and I just wrote the article as worse. And then he wrote back and he goes, "Hey mate," he goes, "I haven't seen this. Could you send me on the link?" So I sent him on the link, and he just goes, "Oh, he goes, don't worry." Oh no, I said, like, "Look, sorry for sending it to you." You know, I said, "Obviously, don't want to see this type of thing." I said, "But you've got a wife, kids, don't want them to see, you know." And he was like, he goes, "Oh, don't be silly, mate." He goes, "Thanks for sending it to me." He goes, "I've actually blocked these a while back. Obviously they post fucking bullshit before." He said, I've blocked them." And what else did he say? I don't know what else he said. He just,
"Can you stop deleting your messages after you send them, please?"
And don't ever contact me again. Oh, he goes, "Oh yeah, I love it. He goes, "You can't win," and he goes, "Sometimes you just can't win." He goes, "All I can be is me." And I was like, "Oh, love you, absolutely love you." I was just like, okay.
And you don't think he brought it all on himself by his past? No.
Look, people make mistakes, man. We all make mistakes.
Sleeping with his best friend's missus.
Well, look, we all make these mistakes.
Just saying. Jesus.
We're gonna move on to the next one, and it is Leeds and Watford. 8-11 for Leeds, 29-10 for the draw, and 7-2 for Watford. Leeds have been slightly disappointed this season. I've been expecting more from them. Watford are actually not doing too bad. Leeds obviously losing 2-1 against West Ham. West Ham aren't a bad team either, but what do you make of this one? Do you think Leeds will? They're obviously favourites, and I think they'll run away with this one, or?
No, I don't think so. I think they're on a kind of a poor run of form. Like, again, it's disappointing to see what they're doing in the league, but they're always fun to watch. I think the Leeds games are always great to watch because you just don't know. You don't know what scoreline it's going to be. You don't know what kind of Leeds team is going to show up. So they're always kind of good games to watch. But the dip that they're on, I'm actually going to go with Watford win here.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah,
what scoreline are you going to give me?
I'll go 2-1.
Okay.
I hope you're not going to ask for a goal scorer because since Troy Deeney left, I don't know any of the players.
Well, I'll give you a hint. Sarr maybe, or Joshua King, or something like that.
Do you know what? No, I'll actually go with Leeds goal scorer. I'll go with Rafinha for Leeds to score.
Oh, yeah. Nice one. I'm actually going with a draw on this one. Again, it's like you were saying, they're obviously hitting a bit of a dip in form, but I think Watford are playing well, but I don't think they'll turn them over. I think it'll kind of, the Leeds fans will probably pull them through it. So I think it's going to be a draw. I'm going to say 2-2 draw, and I'm going to say Sarr to score for Watford. So we'll move on to Wolves and Newcastle. Sorry, Wolves are 4-6. The draw is 14-5, and Newcastle 17-4. What way do you see this one going?
I think Newcastle are awful team, aren't they? They're so bad to watch. There's nothing good about them other than Saint Maximin.
Yeah,
he's the only, and he's absolutely class. He's way too good for Newcastle.
Yeah, said it last week.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like, and everybody, all I hear, like, obviously, I know a few Newcastle fans, and I do see it online all the time. Like, nobody likes Steve Bruce. They all want him out, but
Steve Heads, man. We call him Steve Heads.
Sorry, yeah. Apologies. But look, Wolves got their first win, I think, there, and Raul Jimenez back on the score sheet as well. So it's great. It's great to see him back as well. Yeah. I'm gonna go with a Wolves win. I'll go 2-0 Wolves, and I'll go Jimenez.
Yeah. I've gone with Wolves win as well. I'm gonna say 2-0 to Wolves. I'm gonna say. Did I see something about Traore being injured?
Yeah, I don't. He definitely didn't play last week. Anyway, I don't think so.
I'll go with Jimenez as well because I thought I seen something about him being injured. So, I'm gonna go 2-0 and Jimenez to score first. Melon, we're going to break from the Premier League fixtures. Probably a new format that you're not used to at this stage, and we're going to jump into.
That took a while to come up, didn't it? The question section.
The delayed ball, yeah, the question section. So it's just basically questions. I just put up a little thing on the Instagram, and anyone can send us in any kind of random question they want. So I've got 3 here, and just randomly. So Dave, the Godfather 14, Dak Prescott is the MVP. I actually am loving Dak Prescott because I have him in me fancy football as my quarterback. So if he becomes the MVP this season, I'm actually happy. Have you been watching the NFL at all, Mel, this season?
Yeah, I've been trying to keep up with it, and Tom Brady is always the MVP.
Yeah, exactly.
Always.
Tom Brady is the GOAT, will always be the GOAT until he retires, and then he'll still be the GOAT. Right?
Yeah,
so
he's an absolute joke. He is.
Yeah, it's ridiculous how good he is. It's going to be an interesting season. I'm a Patriots fan and very disappointed with how things are going there. Releasing Cam Newton, we're not going to get into it too much. I don't want to bore people, but we'll back to that Dak Prescott MVP. I don't know. It could be. I don't know who's favourites to win it at the moment. Like I think Buccaneers are out there and the Chiefs.
The Chiefs are struggling at the moment as well. Yeah. So
it's their first losing. It's their first losing record or something since 2016 or something.
Yeah, they've been flying. But whatever's going wrong, yeah, I just can't look past Tom Brady as old as he is, and he's still got fucking Gronk there as well. So
Gronk is actually a beast this season. He's gone to him a lot more now.
Yeah,
I've seen it before. I'm in an NFL fantasy team, and obviously just doing a little bit of research, and I was looking at it in the preseason, and Brady kept going to Gronk in the preseason, and someone was saying that he's the best kind of they've seen of him in a while. So obviously the year he had off, then he came back, and he wasn't as good. He wasn't really I had him last season in the NFL fantasy, and I got rid of him, but he had fucking 20 or 30 points there last week. So he's doing fucking deadly, So
yeah, probably his first year only being back. Now he had a full year or a full season, preseason,
and a preseason with training camp and all that. So he's well back. Right, we'll move on to the next question, which is sent in by BThrower25. Most money you've ever won from a bet or in one day on multiple bets? I think everyone knows what mine is. What's yours, man? Have you won any big, massive bets?
No, I'd say the biggest bet I won was the one that me, you, and Nester won on Stephen's day, wasn't it?
Stevens' day. That was unreal. That, you know what?
We picked
all my bets. That was probably one of my favorite bets to win.
We picked 3 teams each and put €5 each on it, and it all came down. I picked Arsenal. And they were the last game, and they were the late game, and we were like,
we were in the pub.
Why did we pick Arsenal?
2 or 3 o'clock or something. In the pub. We were bleeding hammered watching it.
It's fucking unreal. That was my favorite bet to win, but it's probably the most I've won on a bet as well.
And wasn't it? They went 2-0 up early or something like that, and then conceded or something.
Yeah, we were panicking. And
we were shitting ourselves absolutely panic.
Yeah.
And I think we'd done it on a slip as well, wasn't it? So I wasn't done on. Was it done online?
No, we went over to the shop and done it.
Did we? Yeah.
Yeah.
So unreal, but some crack when that one, it's just fucking it was unreal.
Especially with a few drinks and everything on it. It was unreal.
Yeah. To win a bet like that and then to be able to share it with everyone, was kind of fucking. It was some crack. You miss them fucking days. My one is obviously fucking 12 grand off a euro, cashed out for 12 grand. That was my biggest bet. That was a 17 accumulator, fucking both teams to score and teams to win. So
I remember being in work the day that bet was on, and you had text me and you were like, send me, and it was, I don't know if it was for fucking 14 grand or something, or 15 grand in total, and you were like, should I let it run or should I cash out? And I was like, why would you let that run? 12 grand.
It's a funny one. I've talked about it before on this podcast. I think it was episode 1, the very first episode of this podcast. I'm pretty sure I tell the story of this bet. So it was comical because nothing was really going on. At halftime, I remember sending in a screenshot to the group and being like, this bet looks deadly if I can get a couple more goals. And I don't know what happened. There was a couple of goals went in, and then all of a sudden it was a €500 cash out, and I was like, oh, I'll just leave it. I was like, from €1, I still would have been happy with that. I was like, I'll just leave it. And then it went up to, I think, 1,500 or something like that. Then it went up to 3.5 grand, and I pressed cash out, and it comes up, are you sure? And I was looking at the money, and it kept going up to 50 or 60 euro every couple of seconds. I was like, fuck it, I'll leave it for a bit longer. So it went to 5 grand, and I went to cash it out. I actually went to go and cash it out, and the fucking bet suspended. And then all of a sudden, 9 grand popped up. I was like, oh, what the fuck? I was like, this is outrageous. And then 12 grand popped up. I was like, right, no, that's a cash out straight away. As soon as that came up, I was like, no.
Did you not have 2 bets like that, though? No, I thought you had 2 bets where you won.
I won another bet for, I think it was 9 grand or 7 grand. 7 grand. I had a fiver on it, and I won. It was an 11-team accumulator, and it was a slip. It wasn't online.
Yeah.
And it was the week at Cheltenham, and I had a fiver on it, and I got 7,200 back, I think it was. And I went to the bookies, and I handed the slip to the girl. And I remember just handing her the slip, and just to say I give her the slip. She's like, "Thanks, slip." She's like looking at it, she's like, "That's some bet." I was like, "It's not bad, is it?" And she goes, "Jesus Christ." She goes, "Give me a few minutes." So I was like, "All right." And I remember being in the bookies and handing that slip to your man or to your woman. And there was a fella beside me, and he obviously knew something was up. And I could see him just being a nosy cunt, and he was standing around, lurking around, looking at me. I was like, this fucker's going to attack me when I go outside.
Gonna rob you, yeah.
Yeah, so I went back up to her. She called me over, and she's like, look, I don't have that money now. Like, it's Cheltenham week. So I was like, all right. I said, so what am I doing? Like, and she's like, well, she goes, I can give you the options. You can take a check for it all, or else she goes, or I can give you half cash, half check. And she goes, but you'll have to come back to me at the end of the day for the cash. So I was like, yeah, grand. I said, I'll take half the cash and then half the check, because I didn't want there to be any issues with fucking the check or anything like that. So I just made sure at least I got half me fucking me cash. So I went back around at about 5:30. And I'll give you a laugh, actually. I went around at 5 o'clock, right? I drove around, and I was, because I was going to pick up so much money, I had convinced myself something was happening. And I thought some fucker was following me. And he knew I was after winning the bet. I swear to God, I drove down in the car, and he was staring at me. And I drove straight past the bookies, drove around at the back of the bowling alley, and drove straight home. And I went down about half an hour later, and the cunt was still there. And I was like, oh, there's no way. Like, so
I just waiting for you.
I was gone. Like, I fucking legged it. I was like, this fucker's going to mug me. Like, he knows I'm after winning money. Like,
it's some amount of money to have, yeah.
It was ridiculous. 4 grand in cash in my fucking wallet. Like, I actually remember running into that guy that was nosing in one of the pubs. And he came over to me and he was like, I'd never forget you. I said, you fucking won a massive bet one day. And I was like, I did, yeah. And he's like, I was standing beside you. He's like, I didn't know what it was. I was going to ask you. I said, it was a big football bet. He's like, fuck off. He goes, how much? It was like 7 grand. He's like, fucking hell. He goes, that's unreal, man. He's like, I was fucking dying to know. And I was like, that's gas. I seen you beside me. I was like, I thought you were going to fucking mug me or something. He's like, just fucking we were in that stuff. Like, yeah, so that's that. Right, we'll move on to the next one. This one we've kind of already talked about. What should happen at United if Ollie gets sacked? Who did they get in? We've already kind of
Conte. Has to be Conte.
I think Conte. Yeah. What about Zidane?
No, Conte is a better manager, and I'd worry for, as like a Liverpool fan or whatever, I'd worry that United are going to come back if they get a good manager, because the team that they have there
should be winning.
Like De Gea is back in form. Maguire is like actually decent now. Varane is there. Like, they've got class running throughout the whole team. If a good manager gets a hold of that squad, like, they could do anything.
I'm always saying that. I obviously post online, and I'm like, I kind of do it to trigger United fans as well. At the same time, I'm like, I fear United if they get a good manager. I kind of have a little dig at them, but at the same time, say like they actually have a good squad. Like, so.
But it is true. I fear United if they get a proper manager in that knows how to deal with that squad, knows how to do a proper formation, gets McTominay and Fred out of the team.
Yeah,
like it's basic things. And I don't know. Like, did you see Van den Beek throwing his chewing gum, and your man Henderson, the goalkeeper, having to tell him to calm down and all? Like, he was fuming.
That's embarrassing. He should be playing though. You can 100% understand why he's doing that. Like, shocking that he's just sitting on the bench like that.
Ridiculous. Like,
yeah. So we won't spend too long on that. We're gonna jump off this. That's all I have on the questions. So they're nice and short and sweet. So man, we're gonna jump back into. I'll never get old, man. Never get old.
That's brilliant.
5:30 on Saturday, Brighton and Arsenal, 19-10 for Brighton, 23-10 for the draw, and 29-20 for Arsenal. Brighton have been quality this season. Arsenal have been extremely poor. What way do you see this one going?
this is probably the hardest one for me to choose because Arsenal have come back into a bit of form, but Brighton have been unreal this season. Like, I think Graham Potter's like finally shown what he can do as a manager. Like he's a good. I always thought he was a good manager, but he's actually starting to show now. A lot of people were saying like he's not a good manager. He's been shown up in the league and stuff, but the way Brighton have been playing has been class. And had they won the other night, they were top of the league. Like.
Yeah, the start of last season, right? I don't know. You could have been on the show. I don't know if you remember it. I think Chelsea played Brighton at the start of last season, and I'm pretty sure I had said that Brighton were going to go down. And I've seen the way Brighton had played, and I completely changed my mind straight away because I could see the way he was trying to get them to play. And I'm pretty sure it was the very first game of last season. And as soon as I seen Brighton playing, I was like, they play some really good football. If they can just get one or two quality players, that would really click for them. Like. But now it seems to be going well, and it's nice to see Duffy back in the shirt playing well as well with them, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a weird one when he got kind of taken out of the team and then went on loan to Celtic. You thought he was done, but he came back in the first game of the season. He scored a cracking header and stuff. But yeah, look, I don't know. Arsenal, the other side of things, they had 3 really bad first opening games and kind of kicked on, and they annihilated Tottenham. Last week, absolutely made a show of them. It's a hard one for me to choose on this one. I think I'll go with Arsenal away.
Good price.
Just the form that they're in, and especially what they done against Spurs. If they can carry that into this game, I know they're away from home. I think they should have enough to beat Brighton, as good as a run that Brighton are on.
Yeah, I'm the same. I think a run like that for Brighton will only last so long. I don't think they'll be able to do it consistently for the whole season. And like you're saying, Arsenal are hitting their bit of form. I've got my Arsenal as well in my bet, so I'm going to say that Arsenal are going to beat them. What scoreline are you going to give me?
I'm torn between. I'll go 2-1. I'm kind of thinking of a draw, but I'll go 2-1 Arsenal, and I am going to go for Odegaard to score.
Oh yeah, fair enough. I'm gonna say tight game. I think Brighton will put it up them. I think they might take the lead, and I think Arsenal might just kind of.
Brighton will put it up them.
Is that what I said? Is it?
What sort of football show is this?
Well, match.
Can't wait to watch.
You can find that match on Pornhub. I'm going to say Arsenal to win 2-1, and I'm going to say Aubameyang to score because he's starting to just kind of find a little bit of form lately in the last couple of games. So, I'm going to go with Arsenal to win.
Yeah.
We're going to move on to the next one. We're going to go Sunday, 2:00, Palace, 21-10. The draw is 12-5, and Leicester are 5-4. Leicester obviously losing tonight 1-0 in the Europa League. A poor loss, I suppose. How do you see this one going? It's an interesting one.
Leicester haven't really been great, have they? Like they haven't shown the form they showed last season. Palace, on the other hand, it's been a tricky few games for them, but I actually like what Vieira is trying to do at Palace. I think he suits them, and even Zaha seems a bit happier there with Vieira in charge.
Yeah.
I will go. I'm going to go Crystal Palace to win, and I will go 1-0 Palace.
Okay, I've actually gone with the draw in this one again. I think like we're saying, Leicester just not really hitting form. Vardy seems to be still scoring, but the rest of the team aren't really up to scratch, I don't think, for some reason this season. A big mention to Conor Gallagher at Palace, who's on loan from Chelsea. He's been quality, yes. So
looks good, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he might end up finding his way back into the Chelsea team at some stage, like over the next kind of year or two.
Similar to kind of Mason Mount, isn't it? What he was doing on loan, like.
Yeah, so I think it'd be nice to see him kind of coming in and seeing if he can do a bit for us. But look, he's playing well there, so there's no point in interrupting that yet. Leave him at it. But yeah, so I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw. No, I'm going to go 1-1 draw, and I'm going to say Zaha to score. Right, we're going to move on. Spurs and Villa. So 11-10 for Spurs, 12-5 for the draw, and 12-5 for Villa. Look, as we said, Spurs haven't been great, Not too sure about Nuno. I was like when Mourinho got sacked, I was saying that Nuno was probably the man for the job. I'm not too sure now. What do you think of him so far?
I said the same. I remember us actually both saying if Mourinho goes, then give Nuno the job. I do actually think he's the man for the job. I think
they need to get rid of Kane.
The biggest downfall for him right now is that Kane doesn't want to be there. And if Kane doesn't want to be there, you're missing 20 odd goals a season. So they haven't got in another striker so that he could even take Kane out of the team for a couple of weeks or anything like that. So I think it's but I know they played before when Kane was out injured. Son seemed to kind of relish the challenge of being up front on his own. But I just think for
away, though, don't you? You take a bit away from him, putting him up top. I think he likes that, running down the line, and cutting in and stuff. Yeah,
and don't get me wrong, he can play up front and he's a great striker. But Kane in form, Nuno's doing much better there. I just feel bad for him because he's come at a time where Kane wanted to leave.
Yeah.
And now Kane doesn't want to play. And you can see that in his performances. He doesn't look happy, and he didn't get the move that he wanted either. So I feel bad for Nuno. I just think it's just going to go kind of worse and worse for him. And he could end up getting the sack early on.
Yeah. Be ashamed to see that. I hope Kane goes in the summer. And if he does go to City, I do think he'll be actually a really successful at City. But I just think, for me, he's a bit of a cancer at the moment in that Spurs team, and he's just taking everyone down with him. So
he would go to City. If he goes to City in the summer, you'll see that old Harry Kane that you see in at Spurs.
Yeah.
He'll get you 20, 30 goals a season. It's just he's kind of just throwing his toys out of the pram completely now, and he's trying
to act professional. He's trying not to make a big deal out of it.
Yeah.
He's trying to act professional about it, but in the most unprofessional way by playing poorly.
You can see he's not throwing his hands up in the air and he's not doing all that kind of carry on the pitch, but you can see he's not putting in the effort that he used to.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think score-wise in this match?
I'm going to go with a draw for this match. 1-1 draw.
Okay. I've actually gone with a Spurs win. I've gone 2-0 to Spurs. I think Son is going to score. Dele Alli is a new player with Nuno now there as well. It's nice to see him actually. Well, to be honest with you, it's not nice because I think he's an absolute prick. But it's good to see kind of him getting back in and finding some sort of form there. But I do still think he's an absolute prick.
Yeah, he's a real cocky footballer, isn't he? He thinks he's much better than he actually is.
Yeah. And Mourinho called him out on that fucking what's it called? You know that documentary thing? I can't remember what it's called.
Oh yeah. No, can't remember it.
We'll call it the sports documentary. Mourinho called him in straight away and said, "You're a lazy fucker." He's like, "Get your fucking shit together." And then that was pretty much the end for him.
Yeah, he didn't really get a look in then, did he?
No.
Yeah, I'll go 1-1 and Son to score for Spurs.
Okay, right. We'll move on to the next one. 4:30 on Sunday. West Ham and Brentford. 4-5 for West Ham, 30-5 for the draw, and 7-2 for Brentford. Brentford have been impressive enough this season. What you reckon? I thought they were going to be a little bit worse than they are. Defensively, they actually don't look too bad. They're sitting in 9th at the moment. I like the manager. I do actually like the manager. I had absolutely slated Tony there probably a week or two ago, and literally the week I slated him, he scored 2 goals, or he scored a goal and assisted a goal. So for fuck's sake. So what do you think of Brentford so far, and how do you think this one's going to go for them?
Yeah, I could turn around and say they're a class team because they ended up getting a draw and taking points off Liverpool last weekend. But I don't know if you watched that game. It was an unbelievable game to watch.
Class, I think it was in the pub watching it. Yeah, it was in the pub watching it.
Yeah, it was a great game to watch. I honestly thought Liverpool they should be beating teams like Brentford, but Brentford fucking put it up to them.
Yeah.
And I think there's always a surprise package that comes up from the championship. And Brentford for me are the team that are gonna I think they'll stay in the Premier League for a few years anyway. The likes of Ivan Toney there, he's a really good striker. He suits the Premier League a lot, and he loves you could see even last week he loves the challenge of coming up against top defenders, and he really put it up to Liverpool's too. Anyway,
you ever seen him taking the pens?
It's so calm and casual, isn't it? Yeah, unreal. Deadly it is.
Do you think
West Ham though?
Yeah, do you think West Ham are going to do much this season, or do you think they're going to kind of slip a little bit? Like they're sitting in 7th at the moment. Like, and I think they lost Lingard, and I was thinking to myself, all right, that's a massive loss for them. But there's a couple of players that are after kind of stepping up. The likes of Fornals and stuff like that has really kind of stepped it up a bit for that. So, like, how do you see them doing this season?
For me, like David Moyes, I think he's an underrated manager. He gets all the slack because of his time at United, but he has West Ham playing good football. He has them performing well, finishing high up in the league. But the problem is now that they've got European football as well, and I don't think their squad is big enough. So you'll probably see them dip and finish lower and outside the European football this year.
Yeah.
But like the likes of Mikel Antonio, he's flying as well. He's up there with the top scorers, maybe even is the top scorer in the league at the minute. But I actually think this will be a really good game as well. A bit of a derby as well, is it?
Don't know. Brentford are London, aren't they?
Both London teams, yeah. I'm gonna go with Brentford.
Oh
yeah. I'll go with a 2-1 win for Brentford and go with Ivan Toney.
All right, I have gone with West Ham. I do fancy the price as well on them, so I've gone with a 2-1 win for West Ham. And I'm gonna say Antonio to score because he's in my fancy football, and if he doesn't, I'll be fucking sending a strongly worded letter. And then
deleting it afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then delete it once he's seen it and doesn't respond to it. Right, so we're moving on to the final game of the season. I fucking keep saying that, of the week. 4:30 on Sunday, Liverpool and Man City. 15-8 for Liverpool, 5-2 for the draw, 11-8 for Man City. How do you see this one going? Can I just say Virgil van Dijk looks half the man he was before he got injured? Can you agree on that?
Give me your reasons as to why, and I'll shoot them down straight after.
Because in pre-season, on his first game back, he got roasted. Apparently, he was kicked, but he just got on his arse.
So you're going off a pre-season game?
No. The last game, couldn't even get up off the fucking ground to challenge for a header where they conceded the goal. Against Lukaku, apparently he won all of his ground battles, but we all seem to miss the one down the bottom where he went to challenge Lukaku and went on his fucking arse. His positioning hasn't been great, and I'm just not impressed. Not impressed, man.
All right, so over the years, right, as a Chelsea fan and having John Terry in the team, you'd never seen John Terry slip.
Just once.
Just taking a penalty in the Champions League final, yeah? Yeah. So it happens to the best of players.
I seen him lifting it the next year.
But hold on, and in the Chelsea-Liverpool game, Lukaku started off against Van Dijk, had no joy, went over to Joel Matip and got absolutely embarrassed by Joel Matip.
With 10 players?
So it doesn't matter.
Yes, it does, my friend. 10 players we had.
Yeah, but that doesn't stop when he's going for individual like challenges and going up against one-on-one against Matip. He didn't get by him.
He's isolated on his own. Lukaku's not the type of player that's gonna skin fucking players.
He does skin players.
He'll out-muscle them. He'll rub by out-muscling them.
And Matip sent him into the stands.
He's on his own. He likes to play. He's on his own. You're comparing him against a 10-man team. Like, we have 10 players. We had to sacrifice.
Well, he didn't. My point is, he didn't want to go up against Van Dijk. Because all the talk was Lukaku against Van Dijk, and like Lukaku just bitched out of it. Lukaku bitched out of it and went over to Matip and had no joy with either of them. So Liverpool are, other than the Brentford game, they'd only conceded 1 goal.
Yeah.
And Van Dijk has been at the back for all them games.
But hold on a sec. He's conceded 4 goals.
Yeah, because I said other than the Brentford game last week, they had only conceded 1 goal.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you meant they conceded 4 in their last game. So it's conceded, yeah. Okay, right. So 2 games out of 6. So 2 games out of 6, they conceded goals.
And what about Chelsea? What about Chelsea? Like their defenders.
Chelsea have conceded 2 goals.
2 goals.
2 goals this season, yes. Sick of that. That's absolute sick of that.
Yeah, well, they've come up against no good teams.
After that, now just City, fucking Liverpool, Spurs, or whoever the fuck they played. Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? Like,
Anyway.
I love it.
Anyway.
You weren't expecting that one.
Van Dijk is not over. He's not past it.
I love it. He's fucking done. He is. He's gonna get absolutely raped by fucking Van de Bruyne. Van de Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne. I think so. Come on. Talk to me about Klopp. Is he getting sacked this year or what?
Why would he be getting sacked?
Because he's poor manager.
He has Liverpool top of the league.
Getting rid of them glasses.
Laser eye surgery. What's wrong with it?
Not a fan. Put the glasses back on. Not a fan. Put the glasses back on.
Look, he went and done something about it, and now he has good vision.
I might be doing something myself. Going to get some myself.
There you go. Don't knock it.
So what are you saying about Liverpool this season? Like, what do you expect from them?
To win the league.
You're expecting them to win the league, eh?
Ah, yeah. Every year I expect them to win the league under Klopp, yeah.
But realistically, what do you think?
Second, behind Chelsea.
Ooh, look at you now. Yeah, so come here, what way do you see this one going? Like I was saying about the City-Chelsea game, I didn't see much of it. I didn't see any of it, to be honest with you. So you were saying that they kind of made us look a little bit foolish. Is there a fear of them doing that to Liverpool?
The only like they, without kind of, I'm not exaggerating it, they really did kind of put it to Chelsea, and they made them look average. But the only difference here, and it's Liverpool are at home. I think Liverpool are a different team at Anfield. So it's, for me, it's a tough one. I actually think it's going to be a draw.
Yeah, I've done a draw myself, actually.
City, like, just watching the way City played against Chelsea last week, I was just, here we go, and we have to play them next. But it's the fact that I actually thought Liverpool were away this weekend. The fact that it's at Anfield, kind of a bit more optimistic.
The weird thing is that we're all talking about Chelsea going to win the league, Liverpool potentially win the league. Like, City, to me, have kind of gone under the radar a little bit this season. I know, it's almost like everybody just expects them to be challenging for the league, and I don't know whether people are kind of getting not complacent against them, but they're almost accepting defeat against them.
It's probably a thing of you always expect City to be up there challenging, and they always are going to be, but the fact that they didn't replace Aguero and the whole thing about Kane not going there, people are kind of like, oh, well, what is going to happen now that they don't have a recognised striker? And it's kind of, it's taken the spotlight off City in some ways, and that's perfect for Guardiola. And I it's probably a bit stupid of me saying Chelsea or Liverpool to win the league. City probably are going to win the league. Yeah. They're just that good. Their squad compared to every other team, bar probably Chelsea, is outrageous. But yeah, look, I'll go for the draw in this game. I'm gonna go for a 2-2 draw.
Okay.
I'll pick Salah.
Salah to score. Right. I'm gonna say a draw. I have a draw down. Do you know what's funny? I have a weird feeling it's gonna be 0-0. I think they're gonna just cancel each other out.
Yeah, could well happen.
We're kind of expecting two brilliantly attacking teams here to kind of keep scoring, but we don't realise how good defensively both teams are. City conceded 1 goal, and Liverpool obviously conceded 4 last week. A bit of a mad one against Brentford, but I'm gonna go with a 0-0 draw, and I rarely do it, especially in a game like this. I usually say 1-0, but I'm going to go with a 1-0 draw on this, and nobody to score. Classic. Melon, that's us done on the fixtures. So I'm about to steal your virginity on the fashion show. So, I mean, it's not getting better than this. This is the best segment of the show. Paddy loves this one in particular. So Yeah, so he was moaning at me because he's always asking me for the league table, and I've actually done out the league table. I'm not gonna show it this week because I don't want it. But I've done the ratings and I've got kind of who was up there. So let me just share the screen. We're gonna have a look at the Chelsea is the team that we're going to be looking at today. So I'm gonna pull this up here now. So here we have Chelsea's home kit. What's your initial thoughts on this jersey, man? Are you a fan of the jersey? Do you think it's a bit all over the place? What do you make of this one?
I'm a massive fan.
Yeah?
I love the design on the left-hand side that goes into the check design then afterwards. I actually asked you about the Inter Milan jersey, and you said it was just Premier League teams, and this reminds me of the Inter Milan jersey. It would be a lot better if I had a better logo in the middle of it without the tree.
The tree is a fucking quality logo.
It takes away from it, and obviously the badge that's up on the top right there. But
the Hyundai one, is it?
Yeah. I'm not a massive fan of the yellow going through it.
Now we can't be discriminative of who the team are. We're going solely on the jersey. I mean, we can criticize the crest, or we can do that. But just
that's all I done. I didn't say it was just because I just said the crest is awful.
Yeah, that's okay.
But no. Look, the jerseys, my rating. Have I to rate this one? Sorry.
So we're gonna do the three of them. So we can do them. We do them each one. So just for reference, I think the best jersey we have is. The one that I've rated highest, I think, is Brighton's third away kit, I think. As far as I can remember, with an 8.2. Nice kit. But I would say this one isn't getting near it, I don't think, anyway. So 8.2 was the highest I've given so far. So that's just a reference. Look, you can rate it out of 10 what you think is a good kit and what you don't think is a good kit. So feel free to give me a rating on this one. Yeah,
now I've nothing to go off here. I haven't seen this Brighton jersey. I'm a fan of blue. I like the colour blue, I have to say. That's weird
someone said that last week. I think it was Water. And that's so weird for a United fan or a Liverpool fan to say that they love blue.
I've always liked the colour blue. I won't lie. It's the design for me is just top notch. Right. The way it goes from the squiggles to the check.
Like, how about these yellow lines down the
side? That's where I have to. If they were maybe white, I'd like them a bit more. I'd have to take away from the yellow, and I'll have to take away from the tree. Okay. So I'm gonna give that a 7.9.
Oh, nice. So it's a nice highly rated one. Sorry, I'm gonna just jump to a few comments that have come in there. Patrick Coleman, my dad, Melon trophy is staying where it is.
It's good to see Paddy still around there with his stupid comments.
We have young lad, story lads, and then I think I might have erectile dysfunction. And I presume that is erectile dysfunction because he was always on ages ago, but I'm sure he's probably got cancelled and he's on a new account or something.
Cancelled.
Nah, fuck blue. So do we want to put this up? Or does that block it? That's all right. No? So you've gone a 7.9 on this one, man.
Yeah, I hope I haven't kind of overshot this now.
No, I think like it's up there. It is a nice jersey. It's unique. There's not many like it, especially in this league. Anyway, I don't think you're miles off on the 7.9. I'm not far off it. I'm not going to rate it as highly as I thought the Brighton one was. For some reason, the other Brighton one, for me, just the colour and stuff like that, and the jersey.
I need to see this one.
I have it here for you if you want to see it.
Yeah, go for it.
Give me 2 seconds. Just gonna remove that and just show you this one because it is kind of a reference on what we were looking at. It's kind of a greeny colour. Give me a second. Brighton. Here we are. Away kit.
Collie, I've just been sent a message to say that you look green in the video.
Thanks. Who said that?
Anonymous.
An anonymous person. And after all the bullshit at the start of this podcast where I'm like, I don't know if I like that color on me. And it's like, look at this, right? I'm going to actually just show whoever that was that sent that in. I have different modes. Oh, no, that's the brightness. Look at that. And that was the one I chose. So, you know what? I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it there now. No, I'm not green. Sorry, speaking of green, little segue. There it is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Big fan.
Sexual.
I love this. It's almost like a microchip or a board or something, a circuit board or something like that.
Circuit board is what I was going to go. Yeah.
I'm loving it. So, yeah, that's my highest rating so far.
You can even see the design running through the center of the. Yeah, class.
Yeah, love it. So, so that's my highest rated jersey so far. So let me just pull that Chelsea one back up again there. Right, so you've gone 7.9. I don't think I'm too far off yet. I'm gonna go 7.8 on this one. Like I said, it is up there with close enough to that Brighton one, but I don't think it does it for me. Right, we're gonna move on to the next one, which is still another Chelsea jersey. So we're going on to the away jersey. Initial thoughts on this one. Yellow jerseys. Yellow jerseys are not great. But compared to a lot of other yellow jerseys... Oh, sorry. I actually have Connor's ratings as well that I need to read out because Connor did send me some ratings. So I'm just going to read Connor's rating out really quickly for the home jersey. So Connor has said... And I don't like what he's saying, to be honest with you. And I wasn't going to read it out, but I'm an honourable man.
Right, go.
Home. Still looks like a bus seat, but less than the last one. 3 is a deadly sponsor, as good as it actually looks. What? 3 is a deadly sponsor as it actually looks good. Sorry, not bad. 6.6. So Connor's gone 6.6 on it. So this, we can talk about this one. And what are you thinking on this one?
I was actually trying to find a jersey that looks similar to it. It's awful. Now I have to say I don't mind yellow jerseys. I actually bought the new Liverpool yellow jersey. And
that is horrendous.
No, it's class, absolutely class. But this one, it's just so plain. It's like one of the jerseys that you'd get on like Pro Evo or FIFA, you know, where you like and you just can't change the design and you can only change the color. It looks like that's what's after happening. They weren't able to change the design and they just had to pick a color and it's yellow. It's awful jersey. And it, as I said again, the 3 in the middle just ruins all your jerseys. But this one, it's going to be a low rating for me on this. Right. Do you know what? I love the collar, like the neck.
Oh, really?
I'm not a fan of. It's like the granddad collars or shirts or whatever they are. But that's my favorite type of jersey in terms of that. But it's a really like Nike have some cracking jerseys, and then who picks the colors? That's what I want to know. Like, did clubs pick the colors or?
Chelsea have always kind of had a history with yellow jerseys.
Yeah, but it's this kind of yellow. That's shocking. Like, it's awful. Really is.
What are you rating me? What are you throwing out at me?
I'm gonna go with 3.3.
Outrageous.
Collie, that is a bad jersey.
It's not a bad jersey. I don't think it's as bad as you're making out. It's not a great jersey, but it's not really a bad jersey.
It's basic. I'm basic.
I'm only in the 5s though, and I'm gonna say a 5.7. I think yellow jerseys are in a league of their own, and 5.7 for a yellow jersey isn't actually a bad rating. So I'm gonna go with a 5.7 on the yellow jersey.
Way too high.
I don't think so. When you see some of the Burnley jerseys and some of the shit we've looked at so far, 5.7 is definitely not a bad rating for it.
What did Connor say?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, nice one for reminding me. Away. Don't like yellow jerseys, but good as yellow goes. Two-tone makes it work. Better with the luminous colour instead of regular yellow. 7.1 he's gone.
7.1.
Very high yellow scoring jersey.
Yeah, well, it is Connor. So,
well, look, it's bringing the rating up. So, Right, so that's our ratings on that one. And then we're going on to, that's not the one, this gorgeous jersey that I am actually modeling right now, which is actually unbelievable. Gorgeous. And I'm going to show you it on the screen here. Now, do not tell me that is not a beautiful jersey, man.
It looks better in the picture.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if it's the model's body or
yeah, it's my fat body that doesn't do it justice. Yeah, it's got. I put a few pounds on, Melon. Right, I've had to go large. Right, I can't squeeze into the mediums anymore. So, yeah, it is. It's better looking on the picture probably. So, what's your initial thoughts on this one? How do you like this design?
I love it.
Yeah.
It looks like
Talk to
it. Looks like somebody's got a hold of a paintbrush. It looks like it's been painted. You know what I mean? Somebody's got two brushes together and they're just swiping all over the place.
A work of art, some would say.
Work of art, yeah, absolutely.
Are you a fan of the orange?
You know what? I was just about to say I'm not a fan of the orange. It looks very orange in what you're wearing.
Orange. Yeah, it actually looks more orange here than.
That's what I mean. It looks too orange on you.
Mad.
But in the picture, it's a nice orange. I like that, yeah. And
that
actually,
orange is actually the same color. This is a fake. This is a fake on the screen, but it looks like.
Yeah, I don't. It's the color that's on you right now is way too orange, but the color that's in this, yeah, it looks like you're glowing and yeah.
Well, I looked fucking green on someone's screen, so. Like cut the fucking jersey some slack.
I even like the tree design on this jersey. It works well with the orange. Yeah, I can't fault this jersey at all.
I am the biggest fan of this jersey. This is one of my favorite jerseys that Chelsea released recently.
I'd put that up there with Brighton's jersey now.
Yeah, and I will be. What are you going on rating wise on this one?
What was Brighton? 8.1?
I went to 8.3, I think, or 8.2 maybe.
Yeah, I really like that jersey. Do you know it actually looks a bit like a training top as well? It doesn't look like
Chelsea's training top's a stinker.
Yeah. Is it?
Oh, it's awful. Awful. Look it up if you have a chance. It's terrible.
I really like this. I'm gonna go and say that this is. I'm gonna go 8.2.
Okay, so you reckon on par with Brighton's one? I personally think this one's a little bit better. In fact, it is probably my favorite jersey in the league. So I'm going with a high rating. Now I'm still in the 8s because it's I think probably you're talking maybe Inter Milan that's going to be in the 9s. But I'm gonna go high 8s, and I'm gonna say an 8.7 on this one. Quite high, maybe too high. Some people, I think this one you either love it or hate it. For me, I really, really like it. It just hits the mark for me. I'm gonna go through Connor's and see what he thinks. See, this is where I was saying about love and hate. I wasn't gonna read this out because he made me angry when he sent me this. Not having any of it is what he said. Tried to blend the home and away together, and it doesn't work. 4.8. I don't know where he's come up with that. I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah,
I don't see how he's tried to blend them together.
Makes no sense.
How could this? Well, that's not it. This and this turn into this. That just does not make sense to me.
Doesn't make any sense, and it's outrageous. Yeah, I think that jersey will probably. I don't think any jersey will get close to that. Maybe I'll be wrong. Like Brighton's jersey is right up there, I suppose. But
yeah, the Brighton jersey is really nice now. I have to admit, I'm a massive fan of that. But I just I don't know what it is. The feel of this jersey, the fitting of it, the neck on it, and all.
Now I have to be honest. Like if I didn't see that picture and I just seen the way it is looking on you, I've given it a much lower rating.
That is probably one of the nicest things that anyone's ever said to me. I really fucking appreciate that. It's nice to know you have your mates to depend on when you're feeling down, and you just I put on a few fucking a few lockdown pounds. Do you know what I'm saying to myself? I'm wearing a nice jersey. Yeah. I would rate that much lower just because it's on your fat, ugly face, is what you're basically saying to me there. Do you know what? Thanks for that, man. I appreciate it. Fucking appreciate it.
I'm glad it came across as I intended it to. So that's a great success.
Disgusting. Great success. Right, Malin, we're going to end the fashion show. I think we've ended it on a nice little jersey there. I don't know how to end this properly, right? I'm going to just get rid of that. Right, Malin, we have actually one other thing I want to do really quick is just give an update on the fantasy football, because I do have a monthly free bet to give away. Let me see if I can pull this up here. Okay, there it goes. Share this screen. And I'm going to jump into our leagues, which is the Footballbets4u League. And I'm currently in 29th position, which isn't bad. We have Ray Perry, who, man and me, you know quite well, is a Chelsea fan. Sorry, is that a little bit small?
What's the name of his team?
Curious Jorginho. Classic.
I think he could do better.
No, I think he's done very well there, to be honest with you. So the winner of the monthly free bet is Ewan Grice. So he's gone with YNWA. So I'm guessing he's a Liverpool fan. Smokey was there in second. I don't know whether I should say that. And I don't really know how to. Geza Mendy Sita. I don't know whether that's going to be something dirty if I say that. So I'm not going to look toward Chris said. Guilty Sigurdsson. That is unreal. What a show. So yeah, look, you have won a €10 free bet. So make sure you message me on Instagram and we'll look after you there with that free bet. That's all I want to do on that, man. There's nothing else coming up on that. So the next thing we have to look at is these are all new for you, aren't they?
It takes so long.
The betting section. Melon, have you got any bets done up now for the weekend?
I was not prepared for this. You could do yours and I can throw one up there quickly.
Yeah. Man, we're doing a thing. Me and Paddy are doing a challenge. I don't know if you want to jump on board on it. We're doing a €10 to €1,000 challenge. One we've done similar enough where you
I remember them quite well.
You remember them, yeah, where you had it up to about 200 or 300 and then you cashed out and ran like a biatch. Me and Paddy are doing one of them, so we tried to do one every week. Hasn't gone well so far. But,
you can see why I cashed out.
Yeah, no, I think Paddy got up to about 200 quid. So sorry, just take a break. So look, I'm just gonna run through my bets real quick. This one is pretty much my selections that I've done. Right, I'm gonna just tell you on the €10 to €1,000 challenge, I've really gone safe, and I'm trying to build it slowly but surely. Just a warning. So when you see it coming up, don't be shocked. So yeah, I've gone €2 here on all the results that I predicted on today's podcast. So United to win, Burnley, Chelsea, draw with Leeds and Watford, Wolves to win, Arsenal to win, draw with Palace and Leicester, Tottenham to win, West Ham and City and Liverpool to draw. And €2 will get you back €5,000, Mel. How's you like them apples?
5,000, yeah, I like that.
Not bad, is it?
No, not bad at all.
Be tough one to get. So this is me €10. I've gone with a treble. I've tried to play it very safe. I think I've done it. €24 back from a tenner. I've gone with United, Dortmund, and Chelsea to win. And as far
I don't know how safe that is. Especially because you've gone for the early game.
But you know what? It's a win-win if that doesn't win. If that match doesn't win, I get to absolutely abuse United fans. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I don't see how I lose.
I like where you're coming from with that, yeah.
I don't see how I can lose this bet. Now, if Chelsea let me down, that would be a fucking kick in the teeth. But sure, look, I don't think Chelsea are gonna lose. So, tenner on that. That's me €10 to €1,000 challenge. So if I win €24, 55, that'll be going on my next bet, and so on. I'm hoping to build this up slowly but surely, and hopefully get to 1,000, and then maybe fucking give the charity or something. Right. My next one I have is a sevenfold. I have a fiver on it. €334 returned. Quite modest for me. United to beat Everton, Bournemouth to beat Sheffield United, Bolton to beat Shrewsbury, MK Dons to beat Doncaster, Wigan to beat Gillingham, Forest Green to beat Carlisle, and Exeter to beat Walsall. So 5 I'll get you back 3 towards 4.
I see a trend in all your bets here, Collie.
Go for it. Early games.
Pick United in every one, and you know what? It's always the one team that lets you down when you put them all in your bet.
It's always the early game that lets me down, and I'm willing to give up my €20 or whatever it is to have Liverpool or United lose this weekend. So it's worth it. I've done 4 bets as usual. €2 on, €199 back. So I've gone with Birmingham and Nottingham Forest to draw. I've gone with Derby and Swansea. I've gone with Portsmouth and Sunderland, and I've gone with Colchester and Salford. That's bets I've done previously. So that's all I have. I probably will do 1 or 2 more, but I might throw them up on the Instagram. I still have kind of €1 there that I can probably just throw on something. So So Melon, have you done any, or you're happy enough not to go with any yet?
No.
Rushing them.
Yeah, no, I haven't done anything. I'll do them next week.
Go. So Melon, you are back from, well, look, as much as the availability allows it. People were getting worried about you, saying, is Melon okay?
I know Connor's missed me.
Connor has missed you. Paddy has missed you as well. Paddy has been saying all he wants on the podcast is a Liverpool fan that'll bite. And he thinks you're the guy. He's like, he knows Connor won't bite.
He won't get me.
Yeah, he knows Connor won't bite. So, well, look, I pretty much got you with the Van Dijk thing. I think Van Dijk's class, and you just jumped all over it. So.
No, look, to be fair, I'll always bite when someone says something about Liverpool. It just happens.
It's funnier. Right, so look, we're going to end it there, man. It's been a good podcast. It's been good having you back on. We will be back at the same time next week, 8:30. Make sure if you are watching on YouTube or whatever, you're following us, you're subscribed, all that fucking bullshit. Click the like button and all that shite, the usual crap. Right, Melon, I'm going to leave it there now as we're coming on, right?
Cheers. Thanks for having us.
Right, we'll see you all next week.